Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. I've got two topics for you today. My first topic is Uttar Pradesh police sends notice to singer Neha Singh Rathod. Let's discuss that threadbare. That's my topic number one. My topic number two is Uddhav Thackeray says that, listen, if the oppositions do not unite now, then after 2024, you may not have an election. Let's discuss what he meant by that. Let's get right into the show. Okay, I want to tell you two stories and then I will come to my topic. You see, there was a great poet and writer from Hindi literature. His pen name was Nirala. His name was Suryakant Tripathi. A brilliant writer, great writer. You see, Suryakant Tripathi, or Nirala as he was popularly known, would write, was very vocal with his criticism of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. He was very vocal. He would write poetry criticizing Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Now, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru one day decided to visit him. And he told his secretary, people around went and came and told Nirala that, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister, is coming to visit you. So, Nirala said, so, kya karne ka usme? What do you want me to do? So he said, no, the Prime Minister is coming to visit you, so, theek hai, we just wanted to tell you this. So he said, okay, and as one of few of his people, they say, put a small khatia. Khatia is a bedding, and he put a blanket on the khatia, and that was kept there. And Nirala was doing his work. He was comfortable. And came Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the Prime Minister of India. And he had a lot of followers with him. He had a lot of local congressmen with him and all that. And all these people came in to meet Nirala. He didn't want. He said, why is Nehru coming to meet me, Baba? I never called him. But all the same, he came. They say that Nirala didn't even get up to greet Nehru, but he was cordial. He made him sit down in that khatia that was kept for him, that bedding that was kept for him. He made him sit there. And both of them discussed. And before Nehru went, Nirala recited a poem for Nehru. He recited a poem for Nehru. Now, mind you, if you remember, Nehru would keep a rose on him always. So, he recited a poem. And I will read the poem out for you in Hindi first, and then we will do the translation of that in English. The poem said, Ab sun be gulab, bhool mat jo pai khushbu rango abab. Khoon choosa खाद का तूने अशिष्ट दाल पर इतरा रहा है capitalist. What he meant with this poem is, now listen, Rose, don't forget the scent, color and the water you've obtained. You suck the blood of the manure. On the branch struts the capitalist. Now, how right he was, how wrong he was, I don't want to comment. But what I do want to comment is Nehru heard him out. What I do want to comment is Nehru smiled. What I do want to comment is Nehru thanked him and went out. Nehru never sent police to his house after that. Nor did any ED. There were no ED those days, but all the same. There were no central agencies or state agencies or that agencies or this agency that went and arrested Nirala or sent notices to Nirala. Nothing of that sort happened. Nehru heard that and Nehru walked out. I appreciate Nirala too. He had the guts to talk in front of the Prime Minister of India what he felt about him. He had the guts. This is the story I wanted to tell you. Another very interesting story is R.K. Lakshman. He was awarded the Padma Bhushan during Indira Gandhi's regime. And when somebody went and asked him, listen, you got the Padma Bhushan, he said, Arre baap re, I got the Padma Bhushan from a lady I kept making fun of. He said, all my life I made fun of her and she is the one who's giving me Padma Bhushan. This was what R.K. Lakshman had to say. But let me also tell you, he continued to make fun of Indira Gandhi and all the other leaders. Indira Gandhi, Morarji Desai, he made fun of all the leaders. That was R.K. Lakshman and that was Indira Gandhi. The point I wanted to make by telling you this story is, are we going to send notices to poets, to folk singers, to actors who talk against the government? Is that the policy? Is that what we have reduced to? Is that even fair? Now, let me come to Miss Neha Singh Rathod's story. Neha Singh Rathod is a folk singer. She sang a lot of songs, especially during elections, not so favorable to the Bharatiya Janata Party governments and governance. And she was very popular. She was very popular because a lot of people listened to her. Now, according to her, the Uttar Pradesh police came to my house at Indrapuri colony, Akbarpur, Kanpur rural, at 8 p.m. on Tuesday and handed a notice to my family members asking me to explain my conduct within 3 days. The notice asked whether I posted the song on social media and says it has created hatred in the society. The notice, incidentally, said that you are asked, the notice to Ms. Rathod said that you are asked to explain within 3 days about the video. If your reply is found unsatisfactory, action can be taken against you under the relevant section of IPC/CRPC. This is what the notice said. Now, what is this all about? This is about a song she recorded, which is called UP Mein Kya Ba. I presume it translates into what's happening in UP. In this song, she talks about the death of Pramila Dikshit and her daughter Shiva, of burn injuries when a bulldozer was being used to demolish their allegedly illegal house at Chanchal Majoli village in Kanpur rural on February 13th. So she talks about that. While the district administration says that, listen, the district has nothing to do with it, the state has nothing to do with it, this was suicide. So what have we got to do with it? In fact, Brajesh Pathak, the deputy chief minister, went out to say that we cannot allow anybody to create hatred. Take the law and order for granted. He was mentioning about this song. He said, you can't, if you sing like this and all, what is going to happen is it is going to create hatred in the society and we cannot allow that. The point is, if you are going to crush criticism, criticism is only going to increase. The best of leaders in this world has not combated criticism. They have accepted criticism. The reason I told you about Nehru is because Nehru knew that Nirala was writing against him. Nehru knew that Nirala's poems were criticizing him, and that's precisely why the step Nehru took was to go and meet Nirala, possibly to ask him, why are you doing this? Mrs. Indira Gandhi gave a Padma Bhushan to R.K. Lakshman, she was literally awarding him for criticizing her, for making fun of her. But it was okay. It was okay. She wanted to show the world that it doesn't matter. That is what democracy is all about. I will give you another example. And that example is of somebody who is right here in the Rajya Sabha, and that is Kumar Ketkar. Kumar Ketkar was a known critic of Bharatiya Janata Party. But you know who gave him the Padma Shri? It is Bharatiya Janata Party's L.K. Advani who gave him the Padma Shri, who nominated him for Padma Shri. Now, these are leaders. This is what India is. This is what democracy is. If you are going to ban people, you are going to send notices to people, you are going to send raids, income tax to people who has a different opinion than yours, then well, that's the way India is going to go. Then we are not talking about democracy, we are talking about anarchy. I conclude like I always do. If you want to tackle a message, do not harm the messenger. You tackle the message, you answer the message. By combating with the messenger, you are only magnifying the message more. Today, more people. I also saw that UP mein kya baat today. Otherwise, I didn't know about this. Honestly, I didn't know about this. I saw it because I just heard about the notice. So I went and actually saw to the kya hai ye. So what has that notice done? The notice has magnified that message. More people will watch it because of the notice. Otherwise, it would have come and gone like a lot of other stories. Second is this how you're going to tackle, is this how you're going to run the democracy? Is this the Ram Rajya that we are talking about? You talk against the government, you talk against any policies and you're put behind bars. Is that what it is? And thirdly, finally, a question that I possibly would like to take in one of my dialogues in the coming week is has the investigating agencies, enforcement agencies stopped working for people? Are they only working for political parties? That's the point I wanted to make. Let's get into our topic number 2. If this, that is the current scenario of Maharashtra, is not stopped, the 2024 Lok Sabha elections may turn out to be the last election in the country. Anarchy will start here. This is what Uddhav Thackeray said yesterday. Okay. He is absolutely correct. He is absolutely correct. Somewhere down the line, today, we are a country, we are a democracy which literally is a single party democracy. Democracy is about a ruling dispensation and a strong opposition that keeps an eye on the ruling dispensation. If any one of these two are missing in a democracy, that scenario ceases to be democracy. That changes into monarchy, or that could change into dictatorship, whatever you call it. India possibly would also need a opposition Jodo Yatra so that oppositions come together. I am not saying, therefore, I am saying, okay, opposition to come together and defeat BJP and all that. All that I am not saying. I am saying opposition should come together to protect the constitution. The constitution which says that there should be a ruling party and there should be an opposition. Today, there is no opposition. That is why opposition should come together. Opposition should come together because individually there is not a single opposition who can stand the might and the power and the way Bharatiya Janata Party fights election. There is not a single opposition in this country. The only way they can fight is by coming together. What they don't understand is it's not about politics, it is not about their own party, it is about the country and the democracy of this country. A statesman will always, whether he is in Bharatiya Janata Party or whichever party he is in, he would say that I would like to see a strong opposition, because that's what democracy is all about. So what Uddhav Thackeray says is correct. The second very important point I would like to make, I am sure a lot of you may disagree to me. The only political party who can hold opposition together is Congress. The only political party, because that is the only political party that has been consistently at least trying to behave like an opposition. That's the only political party that had the guts to question the government. There are other political parties like Trinamool or like AAP or like any other political parties, regional or even so-called national parties, which has been blow hot, blow cold. Trinamool Congress, you see voice levels of some very star member of parliaments from there like Mahua Mohitra and Derek O'Brien, but that's about it. All of a sudden, Mamata Banerjee is quiet. One wonders what AAP is. Which side is AAP going to go? With all the EDs and arrests and all that may happen. One wonders where is Samajwadi Party with all the CBI and all that investigations. So the only party that is capable of uniting the opposition is the Congress. Let us wake up and smell the coffee. So for the opposition, it is now or never. If you don't unite under Congress now, this unification will never happen. That's number one. Number two, for Congress, you have to ensure that you go out and try winning parties. You go out and try getting parties to your fold. It is a must now. You have just about a year. So this is as important to Congress as much as it is important to any other political party. So if India has to see democracy, if India has to have democracy, and I am saying this not from any other sense, I am saying democracy because there has to be a ruling party, there has to be an opposition, and if there is no opposition, it ceases to be a democracy. So on that basis, I say if India wants to be democratic, we have to ensure that there is a powerful opposition, and the only way you can have a powerful opposition is by the opposition uniting, and for which you need to keep your egos aside, you need to keep your personal goals and personal ambitions and personal greed aside, and go and walk and fight under one roof, under one party, fight for along with one party, and that party, I think, is the Congress. This is what I wanted to say. Till I see you next time, that's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.